Alright, good morning, everybody. My name is Callie, and today we are doing a painting activity. And if you haven't seen already, we are doing a homemade Father's Day craft, as today is Father's Day. So to any dads or fathers or even mothers who are taking care of their children and grandparents, happy Father's Day. So for this, we need a few simple things. You're going to need a piece of paper, as well as, because we are doing a painting activity, you will need some paints. Today I'm using acrylic paint. And then you will need some sort of tape. I will be using washi tape, but you need some sort of tape that won't rip your paper. So you could use probably like blue painter's tape, or Scotch tape might work. I'm just afraid that it may rip once you peel it back. Other than that, you will need paintbrushes and scissors. You don't really need paintbrushes. If you do want to finger paint, that's also an option for this one, as it's very messy and you can kind of go your own route. But for an example of what we're doing today, we will be taping down on our paper, painting across it, and then we will peel up our tape afterwards. So here is kind of an example of what we will be doing. Just says Happy Father's Day. This one did take me a little bit longer. It took me about an hour to get everything done. So I will be doing a shorter saying to show you guys here today. But this is kind of what the end result will look like. So as I said before, the first thing I will be doing is I will be taping it off. So for this one, I'm just going to put I love you, and I will show you how I cut out my letters. So I'll tilt you down here. Okay, so you can see my paper. And so as I said before, I use this washi tape. I'm gonna use stuff that I don't really use. Okay, so mine is patterned, but it doesn't matter because the tape is what is peeling off in the end. But, so I'm just gonna take this, I'm gonna cut off a straight edge just so I have something to work with. As when you're doing letters, you want that top and bottom to be straight. So as I said, I would be doing I love you. So I'm just going to put this down for the start of the I. So as you can see, I just did a straight line. You could leave it like that for an I. I'm just going to add the top and bottom portion to kind of bring it all together. So what I do is I simply just lay the tape down on the page, and then I cut it to size when it's on there. So there is the I. Again, the L is pretty easy. You're just going to want to do a straight line down, cut across just like we did last time, and then you want to go across with your L at the bottom. I'm just going to be doing in all caps, as I did in our practice one that I showed you earlier. So here is the L. And for our O, I am going to make it a little bit more boxy. But what you could do to get that perfect O shape is if you lay out all your tape in a circle and then follow it with the edge of a scissors, it will help a lot. I'm just going to go around, and I'm going to kind of tape off a circle. Otherwise, I could tape off a heart. We'll do that. We'll tape off a heart so we can see what that looks like. So what I am doing now is I'm just doing our tape kind of in a heart formation. And then, as I said, for what you could do for the O, that is what I am going to do here. So I'm kind of just messily putting the shape of the heart down, and then from there I will take it off our paper and we will just cut the edges. Okay, so to kind of show you what I'm doing, I'm about halfway done with my heart. I'm just kind of taping that shape up messily. And the reason you want to go back and kind of trim those edges is because it will make kind of a messy line when you do paint over it. If you want to do that, it's totally up to you. So as you can see, I kind of have this messy heart shape going, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick up one piece of it. As you can see, my tape comes off very easy. And we will trim the edges of it. So I'm actually just going to trim this top portion a little bit. So I'm just going to peel up this top part, and you can kind of cut off edges that you don't want there. Alright, so I just cut off 2 edges there. And I think that's all I'll do. I think it will look fine. So there is the O. For a V, you just want to do an angled letter down. Again, for E, you just want to do a straight line down and then 3 out across. So as I did for the I, I'm just going to be placing the tape onto our letter first, and then I will be peeling up from there after I cut. So I just kind of measure on our paper. Okay. So there is love. And the last word is you. So you're going to go in with your Y at an angle. Here I will be doing the more boxier O, so I'm just kind of going to do a rectangle. So I'm going to do 2 lines down. I'll show you guys what I'm doing right after I make this cut. So for the O, I'm just going to make a box. So as you can see, I have the 2 lines going vertical. I'm just going to complete them at the top going horizontal. So it's not that exact O shape, but it will do the trick. And then for you, I'm going to do just the same. So 2 lines down. Two lines down, just like that, and then we will connect them at the bottom, and then we have our U. So that is our completed sewing. Again, the tape you use does not matter as we will be peeling it off. But super simple, you just want to make sure you push down all the edges as you don't want paint to get underneath there. And you can see as in a couple of them, paint did get underneath, but you can't tell too much. And if it does bother you, you could always go back with some white paint. Okay. But so now that we have everything taped down, I will just be adding in some color. So I'm going to try to add more minimal color than I did for this one because it did take a while to dry. But I'll just take a few colors. So I'm going to shake my paint here. And then what I did on that other one is I simply just went around the painting and dropped a few drops of paint all around. Take another color, we'll take purple. We're just going to do the same exact thing. So just put some dots all around. Okay. We could take some darker blue. You can go in with any colors you would like. And that's about the same color, so I'm not going to do that one. You can do some orange. Try not to put too much, as I don't want to have to wait for it to dry for you guys, as I want you guys to be able to see the end result. So for now, we're going to keep it at this. So we have some dots of paint, and I'm going to be placing this underneath it, as I don't want to get paint on my table. But then I'm going to be taking a large paintbrush, but as I said before in the beginning, you could simply use your finger for this as well. And I'm just going to rub up and down all across our paper. So there's really no specific way that you have to go about this. We're just kind of mixing the colors wherever you want them. This one will have a little bit more white space, as we did not cover the full thing in dots, but I did that intentionally as I want this to dry for you guys fairly quickly. So as you can see, I'm just kind of going up and down over all of these colors, and they are kind of creating a mixed color pattern. So I can show you what I mean by that. So it looks very messy, but in the end, I think you guys will enjoy the result. In the example I showed you before for this guy, I did use a lot of blue and greens that were similar in tone, which it didn't create that much of a different look, which was a little disappointing, as that's what I was going for. Just gonna pull a little bit more paint over to the side. We might have to go in and add a little tiny bit since we only have these 2 drops left. Okay, so as you can see, I spread out all the paint here, and I still have a little room on the top. So I'm just going to go in on the top, and we'll do a dot of each color. So a dot of orange, a dot of purple, maybe, and a dot of blue. And then you can do this in any other spaces that you have openings. I'm just doing it as the top, as that's where I am lacking my color. You just want to make sure you have most of your tape covered, as that is what you're peeling off, so you want that color difference to clearly be there. But for the most part, having these little white bits isn't going to hurt you, as it will be quite a dramatic peel off either way. I'm just going to add in a little bit more. But I also didn't use a lot of paint on this one, as well as it is pretty hot in the room I am at now, since I'm kind of halfway outdoors. But this is what it will end up looking like before you peel your tape off. And it's actually drying fairly fast, so I think I can start peeling the tape off whenever I would like to. We'll give it a few more seconds to dry. I will just clean up my area kind of, put my paints away, put my scissors away. Okay, so it actually is looking fairly dry because I didn't use that much paint. So I will show you what we do. We are just going to start, and I'm just going to find the corner of our first letter and peel it right off. Then find another portion of our letter, and we will just peel it all the way off. So there you can see our eye comes through. And this is why our tape does not matter, because it ends up peeling off in the end. Alright, then we will do our L. So you want to peel it down and then across. So there's our L. The heart will be a little bit more difficult. I will try to show you guys. So I'm just going to find a corner anywhere on the heart. I chose the bottom. But you just want to peel. Okay, so as you can see, our heart appeared after that. And this is what I meant when I said it will be a little bit more messy, but I don't mind that look. Next we will do our V, so I'm just going to be starting at the bottom here and pulling up. Alright, only one of them went, so I need to try to get that other piece of tape. That also is something nice about using pattern tape. It is much easier to see. You can't really see it on camera, but I can see it better when I'm looking. Alright, and then we will peel down our E. Make sure you guys can see this. Alright, so we just peel that off, and there is the word love. And then lastly, we have the word you. Alright, and then we will peel up the Y. And even if your painting still is a little wet, it's not gonna entirely be bad. When I was peeling up the letters on this one, it was a little bit more damp, but it still works. Your hands will just get a little bit more messy. Alright, there is our O. And lastly, we have our U. So we'll just start down at the corner. And there you go. So it's all done, and as you can see, the letters come out very prominently, but if you do want them to come out clearer, covering that entire background space is what's going to do that for you. But you could do anything like with this. You could do any shapes. As you could see on this one, I actually just took a piece of tape and cut out a heart and taped that on there. But you could do anything you want. So here's the one we just made. It's super cute, super easy. As you can see, it only took 20 minutes to do, which is super quick. As I said before, this one did take me an hour, but it is more time consuming as you have so many more letters to cut out with your scissors. But that is all I have for you guys today. It's super fun and super easy, and hopefully you can give this to a parent for Father's Day. But you could always just take this and you can write your little note on the back. Same for this one. If you were doing this and you wanted to physically make it a card, I would suggest folding it beforehand. Then you can tape down your saying on the front and paint that way. But it always works as a front and back card as well. And yeah, so there you have it. I hope you guys enjoyed the activity. It was a lot of fun, and I will post my pictures of my final results in the comment section below. And if you guys end up doing it as well, please post them there. I would love to see your guys' creations. But otherwise, have a great day, and I will see you later this week.